Hello there, it's Lori Christos with Madonna and Child Jewelry. And I had an idea because if you look at my description, it says that I make one-of-a-kind pieces and that I also adorn and sell antique collectibles. And sometimes they're mostly religious to go. I use them as like decor display in my shows, and they're all antiques, mostly all from Florence, and then I sell them if anybody wants an antique to buy as a Christmas gift or something like that, or collect old Italian Florentine. They come and buy a piece from me. So I'm doing what I call my own unboxing. It's not from somebody else that sent it to me. It's literally a humongous storage bin. I mean, it's only like this high though, so it's not like there's 100 things in here, but it's basically what I've squirreled away from over the year, and what was left over from like a past show of what I will put on sale in my show. And it goes from, I'm going to start with just two smalls. One would be like an old, this would probably be German, carved, just, a distressed brown wood, little angel plaque. I collect these, but I mostly collect the Florentine ones from Italy that are all hand painted, and they're kind of pricey. But this is just, a little cutie that will be at my show or available. If you see anything here and you want to purchase it as a gift or stocking stuffer, feel free to just reach out with any questions, or I'd be happy to send you a quote. But these are things that are rare, hard to find, and the stuff in this box, super, super rare. Another small, this is a super little, I used to collect these. So I used to have maybe, I'd say 50 or 60 of these little Italian boxes. They're from Italy. They're over 100 years old. So now we're in 2024. These were from literally the early 1900s. And you can see that they're not hand painted as far as the Renaissance print, that they are decoupaged, but over and around the decoupage, they use a gesso. And the gesso is just like a ceramic that they make a design with, and like a paste. And then they ornate. It's really hard to see, but see all that detail right there on the side of the box? That's all gesso. Here, here, and here, all gesso. And it's just a rare trinket box. So I've never seen, this triangle shape in my life. So this one is the rarest I've ever seen. And the newer ones, here, I'll show you a top of another one, but these really, really old ones used to be like, a brighter gold. I might have one like that in my box. But over time, over 100 years at least, because these used to be souvenirs for the tourist trade in Italy. So they would walk down, Florence, along the Florence River there. I'm drawing a blank, but it'll come to me, the Alba or something. And they would buy these and bring them home as souvenirs. And I was just in Italy about a year ago, but for me it's just because it's in my head every day. You can't find one of these old suckers to save your life. They were all bought in Italy, all across. They say Firenze on a lot of them. Firenze is Florence. And you can't find one to save your life. Now, they do make newer Florentine. It's pretty. It looks nothing like this. Neiman Marcus used to carry some of it. This is a treasure. It's a little treasure box. Piece of my jewelry would look amazing in it, or a rosary as a gift. I mean, to die for me. So those are a couple of smalls that would be like, around my display. This is an old archangel. I guess it's ceramic. It says made in France. You probably can't see that. I'm going to try to go faster. On the bottom, all chippy, all gorgeous, little baby, like she's like 3 inches. So cute, archangel. She would go in my on my display on my case. This is an older piece. I think it's another ceramic. It looks like we have the Madonna and Child in the middle. You have the arches, the church arches. It's broken. I glued it. I wouldn't sell it, but it's a display piece. Cute piece. And then, I guess I will show you the piece de resistance, but this is not a sale one. This is one that I own. It goes with my colors in my bedroom. If you can see, I love cinnabar and gold. I just brought it out to show you what I'm trying to find, and these just don't exist anymore. But it's going to make a noise because I got a lot of junk in it. Okay, so look at this. I'm going to back up. So this is like 8-9 inches wide, and it looks great with this light on it. But it basically is a couple of archangels. This one's, you know, really hard to make out anymore. All archangels. But look at the colors. And these are not painted archangels. These, again, were decoupaged on and then gessoed over. But gessoed with crosses. I mean, look at it's got the footed, see the crosses here? It's got the feet. So this is like, we're talking late, 1800s. This is not new. This thing is taking a beating. To open it, it's been painted cinnabar. This is like what the finish would have been, the brighter gold, before all the elements got to it. And it's appearing brighter with the light. This is the back of the piece. Look at the beautiful old hinges. And the bottom, really hard to show because all my stuff's going to go flying. But this one to me is the piece de resistance of my boxes. It's got the religious theme and it's to die. So I basically collect them and stack them. But this one would have been the oldest and the most rare, and never for me ever be able to find it again. And another small version of that, this isn't even religious, even though it looks like it has a cross on it. This one on the back says made in Italy. Look at the old tag. It's just an oval box, little trinket box. It's about 3.5 inches. All the gesso all around it. Look at the bottom. And it's got the hand painted, all the gesso is hand painted with gold leaf. This has got maybe some dark blue and some crimson, but like trinket from heaven, in my opinion. I like old looking stuff. So this just makes me so happy. So I showed you those. Now what I have in my box that will go and be available at my shows, I'm going to show you one that, this one is from Amri, and it's Italian. So this is what I collect, but like I said, you can't, it looked like I live in a church, so I had to part with some of these, but this one I kept. So this was actually a little more colorful probably way back in the day, but it's Mary and Jesus. It's about, oh, look at the detail on her. Look at on his face. I put a little chaplain on it, but all the carving, a lot of the color, I'm sure, of the painting is worn off. The bottom, you could barely, it says Italy, you could barely read it. So, and this is Amri. They're the company that still, to this day, make wood pieces. And I can show you a version of that. But this is older. This is probably 1940s, 30s, something around that. It's not the 50s. It's before that. So, but they all have this soft, subdued, color tones, and that's what I go for. I don't want anything bright. At Christmas, I wouldn't even use red. I would have like cinnabar and salmon, as you can probably see from my Asian print back there. So that one, well, retail is literally like about a $200 piece. This is, I couldn't pass it up because I found it, I think, for like $7 or $8. So it's made out of celluloid. It's similar. I mean, there's nowhere near the detail, but it was subdued in the colors. It's on a wood base. So I picked it up to put in my shows, and I hang jewelry on them. She doesn't really have any detail, neither one on the face, but it's still gorgeous. So this one is for sale. It's probably like $40. If you're interested, you can always email me. It's still rare. It's still older. Here's another one. Not expensive, but looks it. It's like a celluloid or resin, and it's on a wood bottom. And she's just beautiful. So, she's old. She's not brand new. If you see the new Madonna statues nowadays, you're going to be able to tell from their eyes. So this one starts to become newer because her eyes are kind of like bright blue, like a Barbie doll. I don't mean to make fun, but it's the face. If you find something new, the face never looks like a Renaissance face. Like, this is starting to get newer. It's probably from the 40s, but she's still beautiful. She has the draping, the subdued colors. This one would probably be $30 at my show. And they look, you know, when they're all together on the table, they just look beautiful. But when you can see the detail, look at the face on this one, the older piece. They look, you know, real. They look like paintings, or they look like real people. When you start to collect, anytime I look at the eyes, I can tell by the face, nope, it's too new. I can't have it. It's not old enough. I can tell by the eyes that it's not. This is a new necklace I made too. I featured it. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'll talk about it maybe on the way out. So then we go down to a real inexpensive one. This is probably, I think it's Lourdes, so it might be French, but it was probably like a souvenir. It's got, I can't read the bottom, sorry to say, but I think it says made in USA. So it's just a plasticky, heavy resin reproduction. Still painted though, hand painted, and pretty face. You can't see much of her eyes, so if you put these two together, you know, they look great together, but they don't look new. So I'm just trying to show you the collection of the grades. This would be, you know, the top of the line, getting down to something like this at the bottom of the line. This would probably be $20 at my show, because you can still find those. Okay, I'm just grabbing, so we'll see what we come up with. I wanted to go from that to this because I actually picked this up in Goodwill, and this one, I think it's Fontanini. So Fontanini is another company out of Italy, and the other one is Henri. Henri does a lot of wood carving, and so does Fontanini, but they also use a lot of celluloid, and this is just a snow globe. So I just thought, with the Nativity, it's still vintage. It's got the Fontanini tag at the bottom. And just, what a great gift if somebody, you know, was a religious lover, or just to put out at the holidays. Would be so sweet. It's got baby Jesus, and these are pieces that they use in their own nativity sets because they're like a resin. So they just put it in a snow globe. There it is. Okay. So this would probably be about $45 at one of my shows. But when you think about a show with all of these pieces and then all my jewelry, it looks amazing. Okay, here we go. I'm just bending over. I haven't seen these since last year. Another old Italian box. Now this one wasn't susceptible to the elements as much, but it's the exact same finish. And then over the years, it depends on, you know, where it was. It could have turned into this. They don't darken. They're always this, you know, gold leaf, this color of gold leaf. And she's a beautiful Madonna. I'm not sure which one she is, but if you look at her veil, she's a real rare one because I rarely ever see her. She's got some design in her veil. She's got her, like, halo. Beautiful circle. This is like 5-inch square. Beautiful colors, all subdued. Older piece. And somewhere on the bottom, it might say Italy or not. But see the gesso all the way around on the top. The detail is beautiful. Can you imagine if somebody gave you this for Christmas? I mean, I would die. I would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And if you're a collector, you know, you start putting these together with the colors, and they all match. They all go together. They're all toned, untoned, just gorgeous. Okay, I'm going to show you now. I might not be able to show all of it, but this is actually a good lesson to be learned. Okay, this one again. This is Sistine Madonna, Raphael, and look at the back. So old. These are not distressed to look old. I think it says Italy down there. I don't think you'd see it. This is the Italian hanger. It's just a little brass with like the smallest little nails. But this could look great. I don't have any on me, but I do have them on those Italian Florentine plaques. Display holders. And you just can set it there, or you can hang it in a collection. And just gorgeous. Again, the colors, the salmon, you know, the dark blue. Look at the faces. This is actually a painting in the Uffizi Gallery. So, I mean, it's identical. It's a reproduction, decoupaged, adorned with gesso. So these now are going for like 100 or more. boxes. This box here, I mean, I would probably sell for $85, but I could see these still selling if you can pick them up once in a while at a antique store or eBay. These can be going up to $250 now. They have shot through the roof. So just gorgeous, antique, never to be found again. Some tourists came back to the USA and brought it with them and probably had it for years until they passed, and somebody in the family just maybe gave it away, but I found it at an antique store. So again, this is hysterical. I think this is hysterical because I never find these. So this one is a very famous one. It's Raphael, Madonna of the Chair, and it's all chippy. This isn't even the really old one like that, and believe me, I have that. It's somewhere in my house, but this is a chippy kind of, pale pink salmon, beautiful headpiece she's wearing. This is a very famous painting, and it's Madonna. It's Raffaello, sorry, not Raphael, but I think they call them both. But it says on the back, so it's an older piece from Italy, from probably the 60s, and it says Madonna on the Chair by Raffaello and the Pitti Gallery. Sorry, so it's a Pitti Gallery, Firenze, Italy. Okay, beautiful, chippy, shabby chic. I like when they're shabby. This one I would sell at my show for probably $50 because, it's aged. It also has a kind of a gloss on it, but it's just gorgeous. So look at this one. I almost flipped. So this would be the new one, the new version. Not on wood. It's like a celluloid, but it's still gorgeous. So Raphael, Madonna on the Chair, beautifully hand painted with some blacking. They still use the gilt paint, the gold leaf, but the hangers are newer. You can tell it's bright gold. It's got this screw instead of the nails. And wait, look at this. It says Marco Savelli. I don't know if that's the, it might be the artist, but I don't think it is, but $1.99. So when I was looking up at a bin in Goodwill, I'm pulling things out, and when I pull this out, literally I almost fell over. I never would find this at a Goodwill in perfect brand new condition. So this again would be an amazing gift if you wanted to give somebody, instead of an old piece, a beautiful Madonna that looks brand new, that hasn't been touched. And I would sell this at my shows for probably still $45 because it's coming out of Italy. It's not coming out of the USA. Okay, alrighty, let's see what else. Oh, here we go. I've got more gesso stuff. If this gets old or you're not into it, it's just going to keep coming. So you can come back, or I wouldn't be offended, because you have to really be into religious art. And this is where I got my passion to make my jewelry. If you look at my jewelry, it's all in the tones. These are my tones. I love the burnished gold. This is an Italian mosaic. This is a Victorian pin. This is a cross from Rome. This is on rosary beads. Always these colors. These are my colors. This one is another one. It says fine art out of Italy, Firenze. I had 60 on it. It's just gorgeous. Another Madonna. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but I do know the names of all of them, but I'm pressed for, my brain's not working. Triptych icons. Now this one is super, super rare. I used to have, I'm not lying, I am an impulsive collector. Compulsive. I used to have, I don't know, a lot, 50 more, all sizes, and I sold them. I started to sell them all because when I met my boyfriend, he was like, oh my God, this is a lot. So I didn't even maybe keep one. I think I just started the collection over again after I sold it all. So this one, it's a gorgeous, this is, I believe, Botticelli. Just beautiful. They have the triptych icons on the doors. Very famous archangels. And the dark wood. This one lost the hanger. The dark wood. It says Italy on there somewhere. And this I would sell at my show for $75. But if you were even to go on eBay and find one, unless you get super, super lucky, you're going to be paying way up for these because these are over 100 years old. These are officially an antique. So the more you hang on to them. Florentine had a craze in the 90s. I remember my daughter's 28. And she was born in 96. So right after that, well, maybe it was the early 2000s or the late 90s, you'd go on eBay and I mean, you'd bid against people on every one of these pieces. You would never just buy it now, buy it now. You just bid, and you'd have to go at, you know, the last second of the auction, stay up and go boing and put your price in, and you either won it or you didn't. I mean, that's how, you know, crazed eBay made all these people. And I've been an eBay seller for over 25 years. So I would buy and resell on there and sell my jewelry. This one is a newer one. So this would be like a $20 one in my show. It's still got the Florentine paper. The back says Botticelli. It's in the newer frame, but still, the print is gorgeous. One of my favorite Botticelli prints. That's in the Uffizi Gallery because I saw it there. Okay, I'm going to go again. What do we got? What do we got? Okay. Oh. Okay. Super old. Same size, a set. This is the Ascension, I believe. Made in Italy. This one is like a nativity scene. Really old, but all, like, nobody ever used these. They literally got them, and they wrapped them up for 100 years, and they put them in a bag, never to be seen again, till I found them in an antique store. So rare. And I used to, back in the day, anything this size or this size, I would make Christmas ornaments, wrap them in like a sage green antique velvet bow, and my whole tree was religious antique or vintage Madonnas from Italy. I don't get a Madonna from anywhere but Italy or France, but this one, it's a resin. Just beautiful though. I think it's like a St. Anne. Okay, these two, this is how much I buy this stuff. I found one, it's wood, it's carved wood. So beautiful, just gold. Picked up another one. I didn't even know I had a set, you know, but they're handmade. So they're actually, you know, if you look at the back, they're not identical, but they're identical. So these at my shows, I actually have like 38 on them because they're hard to find and they're antique. I mean, what would you buy somebody for $38 at a retail store? I mean, a pair of, I don't know, earrings or a little, in kind of like not so expensive or bougie perfume. You don't get much, but when you give somebody something like this, it's like heartfelt forever. Forever and ever. This is an oldie but goodie. It's so hard to see, but it's an archangel that comes and speaks to the Virgin Mary. And that's, I believe, yeah, there's a name on that one. But there's so much detail on here. But it's so old and so faded. But I love the faded. So all the gesso, it's got the blues, it's got the crimson. It's got all the details. The little box, it's like 3 inches. Perfect little trinket box for a piece of my jewelry or a rosary or any collectible. So old, and I actually have 50 on that. Because where are you going to find it? It just doesn't exist. If you find it, you know, I've started really young, tucked away. It's such a long story, and I ramble on. So if I'm obnoxious, just hang up. But I have it still, but not still. When I was little, my mother had one. It was a more of a treasure box, and it had a praying, like, Christ child. And I used to go in this little, we had like a laundry room, or what do you call that, linen closet, and it had like a secret door, and I would go up there and I would like pretend it was like a treasure box, and I was like hiding little things. There was probably like a penny or an eraser or something in there, but I would just be fascinated with this box. And I was like young, like I was like 6, 7. And then, you know, it just disappeared. Of course, my mother probably sold, you know, got rid of it, sold it in a garage sale. But I never forgot the box. So it's an unbelievable story to me because I started collecting these everywhere I saw them. I didn't care what they charged. Mine. They came like small. This would probably be the smallest you'd ever see. Now, these are not part of my collection. These are all collecting now. But I'm not collecting so much for myself because there's nowhere to put them here. I have this much room on my desk to do anything in my life. So they're coming all different sizes. I had about 50. I remember I had a French layered end table, like very ornate walnut, and I had them stacked like in different sizes, kind of like this, on the bottom tier and on the top tier. And all they would do, I would just walk around like once a month and go and try to dust it, because I was like, can I pick up like 50, 60 of these and dust? No way. So I just went, I didn't even use like anything. And then when my boyfriend came and I started bringing him to shows, but I literally sold every one, 50 to 60 of them, every single one at my shows. People bought, and then they would contact me later, do you have any more? And I'd be like, I literally don't have any more. I sold them all. So now I only have a handful. But my point about the praying Christ child treasure box, I'm so stupid, I should have got it out, because I have it literally hidden in a Florentine cabinet over here. I found it. So right as I was deciding to maybe part with these, I came full circle and found the exact same treasure box, same everything. It could have been the one I had as a kid. And I'm talking, this was probably 10 years ago. So it took like, I don't know, 50 years for it to come full circle back to me. And I said to myself, this wall, and it's not even the prettiest one compared to all these. It's got like a boy on it. But I'm like, okay, I'm full circle. Now the universe said, you can stop, lady. You're obsessed. We give you back the original. Go squirrel it away. But move on to something else now, because this is an obsession. You need to let go and let others enjoy these beautiful treasures. Okay, so that's what I did. So I have the one, but not the one back there. Okay, I'm gonna have a heart attack. This is giving me agita. I get obsessed. Okay, this is they made bookends. It's actually not religious scene. It's more of a like French mariage, Renaissance print, and they say made in Italy. Totally old, chippy, beautiful. If you know somebody getting married that likes books, feel free to call me. They're like probably going to be 65. Here is a trick I do now. Now this, nobody knows I do this, but it doesn't matter. It's still beautiful. So, do I have any other thing major before I stop showing you? No, nothing really major. I think I showed you the major. So, whew, this is now what I started doing when I say that I adorn collectibles. So Florentine boxes. Oh, there's another one in here. Hang on. This is a good one. And then here's another triptych. Is it the same? No, this is Lippi. This is in the Uffizi Gallery. I saw it and I cried. It's there. These are the same archangels. Made in Italy, old, over 100 years old on the back. So it's almost the same exact size as the one I showed you. But they come bigger. I have one downstairs. One day I will bring it up. Big. Looks like it came out of a church. Okay. Won't part with that. So, because I collect Florentine, if I'm at, an antique store or a flea market or something, and I see one of these dome boxes, to me, they're so beautiful. They're a great treasure box. They're like 8 inches, 5 inches high. You can hold a ton of jewelry, bracelets. So this one actually had like a famous like watercolor print on it. I've done this a million times, even with the frames. If I don't like the picture, these are actually postcards that I found at the Uffizi Gallery in the gift shop. So this is a brand new postcard, but I like measure it out to be the same size, and I glue stick it on, and then I with that like matte or gloss finish, because this is newer. This is probably from 60s, 70s, but it's footed. It says made in Italy still on the back, but this is probably from the 50s, 60s, but now it's a religious treasure box. So I made it. If somebody asked me, I'd tell them I made it, but I just don't say anything. I mean, it is out of Italy anyways, and so was this. They both came from Italy, but this I would sell probably at my show for like $75, just because it's gorgeous. Okay, is that it? I hope that's it. I'm gonna get in the backet. Okay, well, I still have a box full of stuff, but, oh boy. Yeah. Little things I'm not going to show you, but I have collect little smalls for religious things. So at my show, if you want to pick up a stocking stuffer, there's going to be something like this, you know, with a little easel. And that'll be adorned there. It will be out of this plastic. And it's just a beautiful gift. And I guess that's about all I could grab. Another thing I adorn that has nothing to do with Italy, but I like to adorn boxes, is like this jewelry casket. This one basically lost its velvet inside, but I put a little old, like a little, what do you call that, placemat in there. And I put my baby's doggy teeth. I just got a new puppy, and his doggy teeth, I put them in there. It's a casket. And then I have a Virgin Mary's in here, like watching over the baby teeth. But I found it. It's beautiful. And I adorned it with this just topaz, like cabochon jewelry piece. And I just thought it looked cute. And this is probably something I'll bring to my show and sell it. It's really heavy. It's those iron, beautiful detail. And you see these all the time. They come in all different sizes. In fact, I'll show you one more, and then I think I'm going to say goodbye, because you're going to say that woman needs to stop the madness. Here it is. Okay, this is another one, but of course I flipped, because it is got the, like, what is it with the anchor? Okay, the heart, the anchor, and the cross. There's a thing for that. It's not the Holy Trinity, but it's like faith, love, and charity. I think it's that. Faith, hope, and charity. So that's another cast iron, really old, so sweet, so sweet, and footed, heavy cast iron. I might not be able to part with that because it's super adorable. Okay, two more. They're right here. This is just stuff that's out on my desk every day, getting in between me and my life, but I don't mind. I collect these. So these are vintage, probably from the 40s or 50s. It's a beautiful one. It's in great shape. It's a Virgin Mary rosary case, but sometimes I used to put rhinestones around it, but this one was too perfect. So I kept it nice. And then I put my little trinkets in there. I actually won this from one of our favorite resellers, Jason Adams. I guess the lucky number 17. And me being religious, I thought that was so meant to be. So I would normally sell that and make a necklace out of it, but I'm going to cherish it because I got it from Jason, and I do love him. He's adorable. Last but not least, this was my mother's. This piece is what got me on eBay 30 years ago. I had it. It was brass. It has like garnets or fake rubies, and it has a Saint Teresa, like celluloid, like on what do you call that when it's on the back? Reverse painting or something? Little ornate rosary box. So adorable. So I had found one of these in an antique store when I was really young, obsessed with the religious art, and I lost it. I was sick over it. So I went on eBay and I put in describing it, and eBay had everything, even 30 years ago. And boom, it pops up. It's from Australia. So I got myself another one. But these now are over $100. I probably got it for 20. And they're just darling, like just so sweet. So that's what I like. Oldie and, you know, spiritual, and just, it just speaks to me. And my jewelry tends to look like that, my religious jewelry. I've already featured this cuff. This is a monster. This is like a piece I would wear and sell at my show, but this is just for somebody that's really funky. It's a funky look. We're not trying to say I'm faithful here. We're trying to say I'm funky, and look, I have the Virgin Mary on for good luck. I mean, I don't think the Virgin Mary would even want to see this kind of thing done around her, but it is what it is, and I do it, and there's many people out there that love it, so I'm just going to keep doing it until I can't do it. So, hi and bye. I'm going to play this back, and if it's, again, all over the place and cuckoo for coconuts, I won't post it, but if it isn't, it'll be on YouTube. Bye, y'all.